We know that he used a rifle. We know that he fired and that he was calculated in what he did. He murdered our officer.
Well, today, Cayce Police Chief Chris Cowan shared more details about the domestic dispute call which led to the death of Cayce Police Officer Drew Barr on Sunday. The chief says a woman inside the home used her Apple Watch to call 911 for help. When officers got there, they were approached by a family friend who was in the front yard. Chief Cowan says inside the home, 36-year-old Austin Henderson, who ran upstairs with a rifle, tracked the officers. Then Cowan says he shot and killed Barr. Cowan says Henderson also held a woman and child hostage inside the closet, eventually letting them go.
We have all, as a department and as a city, been praying for the wife and the child involved in this because they are also victims of what happened. They were victims of domestic violence, and they're victims of what occurred inside that home, as well as the shots that were fired and everything else that has transpired since then. They are also victims, and we as a community and as a city need to continue to pray for them, and we will.
After a 7-hour standoff between multiple law enforcement agencies, Henderson took his own life. Now, a SLED records check shows Henderson had 2 prior arrests, one in December of 2012 on a charge of domestic violence. That's the booking photo you see on your screen right now. He was arrested again in April of 2015 on a DUI charge. However, neither charge resulted in a conviction. Henderson's record shows no other charges in the state of South Carolina. Officer Barr grew up in the small Lexington County town of Batesburg, Leesville. The town's businesses and restaurants have a fond memory of Drew, saying he was one of a kind.
Everybody knows everybody for the most part. A lot of people don't move very far away from here. I know it's a difficult time, but our prayers are with the family.
Others in Batesburg, Leesville say that Barr was a person who genuinely cared about keeping his community safe and serving in any way that he could. Now, while the community rallies around the Cayce Police Department, Chief Cowan is warning tonight of possible fundraising scams and says his department will go after people who try to take advantage of this horrible situation.
If you falsely produce a GoFundMe page, we will prosecute you. We have been researching that. We are working with different organizations to help us with that, and we will not tolerate that because the family does not need that. We don't need to be doing that right now.
Well, if you would like to send your condolences, you can do so by sending a card to the Cayce Police Department. They're located on 12th Street. And you can also make a donation to the Cayce Public Safety Foundation in honor of Officer Barr at the same address. As far as funeral services go, that's taking place on Thursday. Visitation will be from 3 until 4:45 at the Batesburg-Leesville High School. That's going to be followed by a memorial service at 5. Then a graveside service will be held immediately following that memorial service. And because of the Thursday funeral, all Cayce Municipal Court hearings have been postponed. If you were scheduled to appear in court this Thursday, a notice with your new court date will be mailed to you at the address you have on file. If you need to update your address or have any questions at all, just look for the story on our website tonight. That's WLTX.com. Meanwhile, Cayce Police still plan to hold their Steel Paws launch event this Saturday. The event raises money to support public safety canines. Cayce police officers say Barr was looking forward to the event and what it stood for, so they say he would want it to go on, and they will do so, working hard to honor him during that event.